The moon hung low in the night sky, casting an eerie glow over the decaying walls of the infamous Willowbrook Asylum. Abandoned for years, the asylum was rumored to be haunted by the tortured souls of its former patients. Few dared to venture near its crumbling facade, but two curious teenagers, Alex and Lily, couldn't resist the allure of the haunted place. Legend had it that Willowbrook Asylum was a house of horrors, where patients were subjected to unspeakable experiments and cruel treatments. Many believed that the spirits of the tormented lingered within its walls, seeking revenge on anyone foolish enough to intrude upon their domain. It was a moonless night when Alex and Lily parked their bicycles a safe distance away from the asylum's rusted gates. Armed with flashlights and a camera, they were determined to capture evidence of the paranormal activity that had been reported by thrill-seekers in the past. Nervous but excited, the duo hopped over the fence and made their way through the overgrown courtyard. The asylum loomed before them like a silent sentinel of darkness, its shattered windows resembling hollow eyes. "We shouldn't be doing this, Alex," Lily whispered, her voice trembling. "Don't worry, Lily," Alex replied, trying to sound brave. "It's all just stories. There's nothing to be afraid of." But even he couldn't completely shake the feeling of unease that settled in the pit of his stomach. As they ventured deeper into the asylum, the air grew colder, and an unsettling silence enveloped them. The only sounds were the echoing of their footsteps and the distant hoot of an owl. Their flashlight beams danced over the dilapidated walls, revealing graffiti and messages scrawled by those who had dared to explore before them. As they turned a corner, Lily gasped, her flashlight beam illuminating a ghostly figure standing in the hallway. "Did you see that?" she stammered. Alex's heart pounded in his chest. "There's no one there. It's just your imagination." But as they continued, unease turned to terror as inexplicable sounds echoed through the asylum. Whispers seemed to come from the walls, and the floorboards creaked as if burdened by the weight of the past. "I want to leave," Lily pleaded, her voice barely audible. "Just a little longer," Alex insisted, trying to quell his own rising fear. As they explored further, they came across a room filled with old hospital beds and rusted medical equipment. The stench of decay hung heavy in the air, and Lily covered her nose to block out the smell. "This place is giving me the creeps," she whispered. Suddenly, the door behind them slammed shut with a loud bang, trapping them inside. Panic surged through their veins, and they pounded on the door, screaming for help. But their cries went unanswered, and a chilling laughter echoed through the halls. The spirits of Willowbrook seemed to revel in their fear. Desperate to escape, Alex and Lily searched for another way out. They found a staircase leading to the asylum's upper floors, hoping it would lead them to freedom. But with each step they took, the atmosphere grew heavier, suffocating them with an overwhelming sense of dread. As they reached the upper floors, they encountered more signs of the asylum's horrific past. Old patient records were strewn across the floor, filled with heartbreaking stories of suffering and neglect. "Let's take a picture of this," Alex suggested, trying to distract himself from the terror that threatened to engulf them. Lily raised the camera, and as she pressed the shutter, a blood-curdling scream pierced the silence. The flash illuminated the ghostly figure of a young girl, her hollow eyes staring straight into the camera. Trembling, they turned and ran, not caring where they ended up, as long as they escaped the malevolent presence that lurked in the asylum's shadows. But no matter how fast they ran, they couldn't shake the feeling of being pursued. The walls seemed to shift around them, trapping them in a never-ending maze of terror. As they rounded a corner, they found themselves face to face with a group of ethereal figures, the tortured souls of Willowbrook Asylum. The apparitions reached out to them with skeletal hands, their faces contorted in agony. Alex and Lily screamed in terror, their minds unable to comprehend the horrors before them. With no way out, they huddled together, bracing themselves for whatever fate awaited them. But just as the spirits closed in, a blinding light erupted from the camera in Lily's hand. The apparitions recoiled, their wails of torment filling the air. Fueled by an unknown force, Alex and Lily made a final dash for the exit. The asylum seemed to fight against their escape, but the light from the camera held the spirits at bay. As they burst through the front doors, gasping for breath, they saw the first light of dawn creeping over the horizon. The asylum behind them stood silent and still, as if the horrors they had experienced were nothing but a nightmare. But the camera held a different story. When they looked at the pictures, they saw the chilling images of the spirits they had encountered, their faces frozen in eternal torment. Never again did Alex and Lily speak of their night at Willowbrook Asylum. The experience had changed them forever, leaving them haunted by the shadows of the past. And though they tried to forget, they could never escape the feeling that the spirits of Willowbrook still lurked in the darkness, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to cross their path.